Welcome to a special edition of Lembit Öpik Live here on Unprecedented TV. And the results are in the Gorton and Denton by-election. And the Greens took it. Greens first, Reform UK second, and Labour a disastrous third in one of their safest seats. Let's see if we can actually get the figures up. Can we just get them up? There we are. Yes, Greens with Hannah Spencer got 41% of the votes. Reform UK came second with Matt Goodwin, 29%. And look at Labour, 25% of the votes. Crash and burn situation in what was one of their safest seats. Now, to put that in perspective, if that were to happen across the whole country, and it wouldn't, then the Greens would pick up almost 400 seats from Labour. They'd be left with just over a dozen, the Labour Party. This is a catastrophe for Keir Starmer. There's Hannah Spencer making her election speech. You can see Matt Goodwin on the left there, who came quite a long second, actually. It wasn't really neck and neck in the end. And what's important about this, of course, is that this eats right into Labour Party territory. There'll be a lot of analysis about why this occurred. But Manchester's Gorton and Denton seat just next to the city there is really a tale of two halves. The one part is thought to be fairly reform friendly, and the other part was thought to be fairly Labour friendly. But lo and behold, Labour got 41%. That's a pretty big result. Regular viewers know I'm not that keen on the Labour Party, but you've got to hand it to them. That is a good result. And it also proves that the bookies were more or less right. Many times I've highlighted the bookies' figures, and one of the recent guesstimates was that the Greens were 1-2 on, Reform 3-1, Labour 5-1. Well, that's more or less turned out to be the case. But look at the result for the old parties. Conservatives, 2%. They lost their deposit. Lib Dems as well, 2%. They both got hundreds of votes, not even thousands. And fairly big turnout, 47.5%. It's not a bad turnout for a by-election. So however you look at it, this isn't because of low turnout. It's not because people turned away from voting. They just turned away from Labour. And this leads to a huge question. What happens to Keir Starmer's leadership? Now, he made a token visit. He was with the candidate. I don't know if this was photoshopped or not. It looks photoshopped to me, but maybe it's a real shot. And the candidate couldn't get over the edge. There's a huge disparity between 41% and 25%. Labour lost by 16 percentage points. But what of Reform? They were certainly running a strong campaign there, pretty heavy duty. The candidate for Greens says that this is a vote for working class people. So he was also challenged by some leaflets which seemed to play an ethnic card that I'm sure will come up again in future. But Hannah Spencer here says that she won because she represented the working class population of that area better than anyone else. But what's interesting about that is the Reform UK party has been said to be picking up quite a lot of votes in exactly the same way. That we've had a fairly victorious approach by Nigel Farage at other times, where he has appealed with his charisma, there he is, to exactly the same vote. So what's going on? Well, there's an awful lot to be analysed, and we're not going to do it all now. But I'll say this. Greens have the right to celebrate today. The Reform Party did actually quite well. And Labour are the one group who have nothing to cheer about tonight. And I suggest two things. First of all, that this was a referendum on Keir Starmer's leadership, and he's failed it. He hasn't got a vote of confidence in one of his own safe seats. The second thing I would say is that we are in uncharted territory. With Greens 1, Reform 2, this could now be five-party politics. But notice that the Conservatives and the Lib Dems were absolutely nowhere in the voting here. 2%. They collectively wouldn't have held their deposit, let alone individually. It's going to be a very interesting few days of debriefing. We will see if we can get an expert political psephologist, as they're called, somebody who analyzes these sorts of figures on as we can. The reality, though, is you don't need to be an electoral expert to know that this is an absolutely disastrous result for the Labour Party. And it will raise questions about whether this man here, Andy Burnham on the left, should have been allowed to stand. Maybe he could have pulled it off. Even that's not definite now. But what is for sure is having an unknown or comparatively unknown candidate who stood because Andy Burnham wasn't allowed to in that seat will not have helped their chances. So big questions there, huge questions about Keir Starmer's continued leadership. But let's finish on the point where we started. It's a night for the Greens. It's a day for the Greens. It'll be a week or two for the Greens. Hannah Spencer joining her 4 Green MP friends in Parliament and knocking Labour out of the park. With Matt Goodwin there, no doubt, analysing with Reform why it was that they did well, but they didn't win. Lots of questions, but really only one answer. Keir Starmer had a referendum de facto on his leadership in one of Labour's safest seats, and he came up short. The most worried people in politics in Britain today will be the Starmer team and perhaps the 399 Labour members of Parliament who, if this result was repeated around the country, would join their candidates in second place or worse. I'm Lembit Öpik. Please like and subscribe. And I'll finish on this phrase. In terms of the predictions, we at Unprecedented TV got it right. We told you so. We said that it was between Reform and the Greens and that Labour would be third. We were right.
Immediate ceasefire in Gaza, the return of the sausages.